inductance X naught, taking the managing component. So taking the managing component means, so already we have discussed the no load component of current has the no load component of current has here working component of current and managing component of current. So this is in phase with the V1. So this managing component current quadrature with the V1 here. So this working component current resistive in nature. That is what about here IW. That is R naught. This is inductive nature. That is what about here. There is a inductive nature here. There is managing component current X naught. If you combine these two, so the working component current which has, so both are connected to parallel here, like that, R naught and X naught, here IW and I mu. So both the combination of what here, there is I naught. This is okay. So the same thing we have. So I have mentioned in that figure. So you can see this is a no load. So this no load means which is act as a open circuit. So in that open circuit, secondary side is open circuit. There is a secondary side current is 0, I2 equal to 0. So we have a only primary side voltage, and so here the E2 equal to what about here V2 on open circuit condition. So this V1 which is applied to the primary. So since the primary coil has a pure inductive, that's why you're getting what about here that IM. So and I naught. So in that no load means we are getting I naught here. There is what about that I naught. So this I naught which has two components of currents like what about here IW and I mu. So this IW and I mu here. So which has two components here. This is the resistive nature and this is the inductive nature. Okay. So this I mu, that is the IW. This is in phase with the applied voltage, which is called active component of current or working component of current, and iron component of current. It supplies the iron losses and a very small amount of copper losses. So which is equal to 1 to 2% of full load current. And similarly, I mu in quadrature with the applied voltage, there is V1, quadrature with the applied voltage V1, which is called reactive or managing component, which produces the flux in the core, does not consume any power, does not consume any power here, does not consume any power. So that is that I mu which is equal to 4 to 5% of full load current, 4 to 5% of full load current here. So the combination of, so here you can see there is I naught is simulated by pure inductance X naught taking the managed component I mu, and non-inductive reactance resistance R naught taking the working component IW connected in parallel across the primary circuit as shown in the following figure. So the value of X naught is nothing but what about the X naught equal to, so there is a E1 by, that X naught equal to E1 by I mu, E1 by I mu or V1 by I mu, otherwise you can write V1 by I mu, and R naught equal to, and of R naught equal to E1 by IW or V1 by IW. This is from this equivalence. So this is the equivalent circuit of transformer under no load condition. So this is the equivalent circuit of transformer under no load condition. Okay. So dear students, have you understood this concept? So actually we have no polarities here, but he had mentioned that polarities, but you imagine like that here. So in that if you discuss about AC, we have and phase and neutral here. But for understanding point of view here, so here we have I have mentioned the polarities here, plus and minus. But in DC we have polarities like positive, negative. But in AC we have phase and neutral. Okay, this positive which is represent phase here, neutral here. Somewhere so when you are preparing that, when you may get some doubt. So that's why I'm telling here. Okay. So have you understood or not? Shall I go for next slide? So up to that we have discussed so the transformer under no load condition. The transformer under no load condition. In that we got so first of all in ideal transformer. This is the ideal transformer. This is the practical transformer. So in ideal transformer we got this one. This is the Im, and what about the flux? And here this is the V1, that is equal to minus E1. Here E1 and E2 will be there. This is the 90 exactly 90 degrees. This is the ideal transformer phasor diagram. So coming to practical transformer phasor diagram. So in practical transformer we have two conditions: no load condition and load conditions. But first of all, the first condition, no load. So the no load phasor diagram will be, so the same thing. First is we have taken as a flux as a reference, and with respect to flux we have what about, so if you connect the no load means we have no load component of current, that is what about your I naught. We connect to no load component of current here, that's I naught. So from this we have the node component of current which has two components like IW and IB. So this IW in the same direction to that of V1 here. So here the Im lags or V1 leads Im by exactly 90 degrees, exactly. But here that I mu lags V1 by less than 90. You always remember less than 90 in no load. In practical case of no load transformer, there is the 90. Okay, here the power factor will be 0. The power factor is 0 here. Here the power factor will be cos pi naught. No load power factor. There is no load power factor. The no load factor will be 0, approximately 0.2 lagging. This is the most important thing. So here same things, that is E1 and E2. So here I am here. Oh, this is the ideal transformer phasor diagram. This is the practical transformer phasor diagram here. But so here we have in ideal transformer equivalent circuit we have only this is the ideal transformer equivalent circuit like that. So this is the ideal transformer phasor. But coming to practical transformer, so in that practical transformer we have this is the V1. This one is resistive nature and inductive nature. This one. This is the no load component current. This is the working component and working magnetic component here. R0 and X0. This is what about your no load condition. I0, ID to I2 equal to 0. This is what about your this one. Okay. This is the practical transformer. This is the ideal transformer here. This is the ideal transformer equivalent circuit. But here there is no this one in ideal transformer. If I naught equal to 0, so that transformer is said to be practical ideal transformer here. There is no I naught here. So what type of transformer will be there here? This is the ideal transformer here. Okay. Dear students, have you understood or not this concept? My dear students, have you understood or not? So this is the difference of ideal transformer and practical transformer. Please remember here. Thank you, Srinivas Reddy. So this is the phasor diagram. This is the phasor diagram for ideal and practical transformer. This is a there is no I naught here. That's why in ideal transformer will be here. So this is the practical transformer. So in the practical transformer this is present, but in ideal transformer this is not present here. Okay. So coming to in practical transformer we in practical transformer we have no load condition, load condition. No load. So after that we will consider two cases means no load, but next one is what about load condition. So when it is loaded here, when it is loaded, that thing we are going to discuss here. Please be patient. So this is the no load phase diagram. So coming to full load phase diagram, coming to load. So you always remember when you are discussing that no load, when you are discussing about to full load means, first of all we have to know the ideal and practical. In that practical we have to know the no load condition. So when you are discussing the phasor diagram for load condition, first of all we have to know the no load phasor diagram. Then only you can draw the easily. Then you can draw the phasor diagram for load easily. Okay. So it has already seen that at no load condition only current I naught flows in the circuit as shown figure A. I naught. So what I am saying here, so when you are discussing about to practical transformer, so in the practical transformer, so in ideal transformer there is no load or load whatever. If you consider the no load or load, so there is no difference here. There is no windings. There is no. So there is ideal itself here. Okay. Okay, here when you are discussing about practical transformer, we have no load and load condition, on load. So already we have discussed no load earlier. So now we are going to discuss on load condition. But when you are discussing about on load condition, first of all we have to draw the no load. After that we will go for on load. Okay, that point you have to remember. So it has already seen that at no load condition only current I naught flows in the circuit as shown figure A. Transfer without load here. Transfer without load. So this current setup. So this current set up the flux. Pi. This I naught which set up the flux pi here. Pi. So when this flux which links with the primary and secondary, both E1 and E2 are induces in the primary and secondary respectively. So let us see here. So when secondary is loaded, so now you can see, now you can draw. And secondary side is loaded means I am going to add here load. When secondary is loaded, the secondary current is set up. Here. So simply I will draw. So because we have already circuit diagram, but I will show here simply. Please listen carefully. Just wait. Okay. This is the V1. This is the load. So what are the load? Either inductive or capacitive or resistive load. So here these are the currents. Okay. Now you can see first of all what I am saying here. So when you are discussing about to practical transformer, in the practical transformer no load condition, on load condition. So when you are discussing about on load condition of practical transformer, so first of all we will discuss no load, after that load. We will discuss load, after that no load. We will discuss no load, after that on load here. So here just I am going to remove this one also. Okay. Here you can see, this is like that. Here, what about this is I2 equal to 0? So this is no load here. So at no load, we have what type of current will be there? You can tell me. At no load, what type of current will be there here? Please tell me. At no load, what type of current here? Very good, Sanjay. I naught. I naught here. I naught here. Okay, very good. Good following. So that I naught at no load I2 equal to 0. So what I am saying here? So for practical transformer, while discussing about all load condition, so as the transformer under load condition, first of all we have to know the no load component of currents. After that we will go for load component of currents here. After that we will go for load component of currents here. Okay, so that point you have to remember. Okay, here on second side is I2 equal to 0. So that I naught. So this I naught, which set up the flux here? What type of flux present in that? You can observe here. We set up the flux. So this I naught, we set up the flux here. At middle, just I am drawing middle of the circuit. So we set up the flux. Okay. So similarly, so this I naught, we set up the flux. This flux. So this I naught, we set up the flux. This I naught, which as you know, so this I naught again, which has two components of currents here. I naught, which has two components, as you know that is what about here. Just I'm writing here only. There is a working component of current here, minus. So just you just remember here like that. So this I naught, when this I naught which is flows through this, so when it is flows through this here, so which produces the flux here. Thus we set up the flux in the core. There is what type of flux here? This flux. Fine. So here now what I'm doing here? Now I am connecting the load here. Now I am connecting the load. So before that I am discussing about no load. After that I am connecting the load here. So now here the current is not equal to 0 here. Then the current, whenever the load is connected, so when the load is connected means then the current starts flowing. It is formed like a closed circuit here. So load means that is load resistance like RL. Otherwise you can take. So then I am removing this. What about this thing? Then I2. Okay. Then what you get here? Okay. So this I2. So here V2 you have to take here. So both. So before that, so if the load is connected, we have, so by the by, you may get some confused here. Please don't worry. Just wait. I will clear about doubt here. So that I2 equal to 0 here. Then, so this pi which links with the primary, this E1 is induced in the primary circuit. This E2 is induced in the secondary circuit. At that time, the I2 also 0 here because this no load. Okay, E1 and E2 are induces here. Okay. So first of all, what about, while discussing about on load condition, first of all we have to know the no load. At no load, that I2 equal to 0, that I equal to 0. So this I naught which produces the flux in the core, this flux which links with the primary, E1 is induces in the primary circuit, and E2 is, when it links with the secondary, E2 is induces in the secondary. Okay. So then I am connecting the load here. I am connecting the load. I am connecting the load here. This load has to be connected here. Okay, just remove this circuit. Okay, so what I am doing here? So this, because of this flux, that E2 is present here. So this E2 which because it is a closed circuit. Why? Because so as the load is connected, then the current starts flowing. There is no, so the current is not 0 here because the load is connected here. So that's why the secondary side current is present here. Okay, this E2 which causes the current. This E2 which causes the current which flows like that. and it which flows like that, this current, this I2, again which flows like that here in that circuit, and which produces the flux, here. So this flux. So this I2 which produces the flux here. What type of flux here? So first of all, what type of flux will be present here? That is pi 2. That is pi 2. So this pi 2 is present here. Oh, this is the pi 2. So this pi 2 exactly opposes with the pi. So you can see the pi 2 direction is like that because of E2. So this is like closed circuit here. So this E2 which causes the current I2 according to Lenz law, because of by Lenz law it is seen that both E1 and E2 in opposition with the, so according to Lenz law, so as you know that according to Lenz law means this is the V1, so this is E1 and E2. This is the pi, so this Im, okay, this is the I naught, Iw, so this is the I naught here, okay. So this E1 and E2 always opposes with the V1 here. According to Lenz law, it is seen that both E1 and E2 act in opposition to V1 since the secondary forms a closed circuit. So here the induced EMF E2, which forces the, or which drives the secondary current, I2. This current produces the secondary flux. This I2 produces the secondary flux. This flux will be like that. Oh, this is the flux direction. This is the flux direction here. This is the pi 2. So this flux which links with the primary, this flux which links with the primary winding, so and secondary winding, you can see. So this when this pi 2 is links with the primary, and EMF is induces here. What type of EMF here? You can see. So an EMF is induces here. You can observe. So this EMF is called as a like E1 dash. Otherwise, you can take E2 dash here. E2 dash or E1 dash. Otherwise, you can take for secondary means, so this pi 2, because of pi 2. So when this pi 2 which links with the primary winding, so this pi 2 which links with the primary, this E2 dash is induced here. So this E2 dash in, so by Lenz law, so that E2 dash in phase with the V1. So this E2 dash in phase with the V1, and what about, and so this E2 dash which is opposes with the what about E2. So that E2 dash in phase with the V1, so which opposes with the E2. Why? Because this E2, before that E2 which causes the current I2, this I2 produces the flux pi 2. So this pi 2, which flows and like that, which links with the primary, so and which produces the, so and which induces the EMF in the primary, that is E2 dash. This E2 dash always in phase with the V1. And which opposes with the E2. So which opposes with the V2. So now, so this E2 dash. So this E2 dash again which causes the current I2 dash here. So this E2 dash again which causes the current I2 dash. So this I2 dash which produces the flux, that is what about your pi 2 dash. So this I2 dash will be present here. This I2 dash will be present here. I2 dash will be present here. I2 dash will be present. So this I2 dash, but how to get the I2 dash? So when this pi 2 which induces the E2 dash in primary, so this E2 dash which forces the I2 dash in the primary. So when this I2 dash which flows in the primary, so which produces the flux, that flux is called here pi 2 dash. So this pi 2 dash will be present here. Oh, this is the pi 2 dash direction, because this is the pi 2 dash direction. So this is the pi 2 dash direction here. So now you remember here. So at no load we have no load component of current which has working component, and which is a combination of working component of current and managing component of current. So whenever the load is connected, then I1 is present here. This I1. So this I1 which is the combination of this I1 which is the combination of I0 plus I2 dash. But this I0 which is the combination of what about here? IW, I mu. This is the vector sum. So this I0 is said to be no load component of current. So this is the no load component of current. This is the load component of current here. This is the load component of current. Load component of current. This is the no load component of current here. I0. So the I0 is combination of working component and managed component. But I1 is combination of I0 and I2 dash. So again this I2 dash which produces the pi 2 dash, this pi 2 dash direction is like that here. So at the particular point here, now we can observe here. So I will go with another color. So this is the pi 2 dash direction, this is the pi 2 direction here. This is the pi 2 direction. So the pi 2 dash, this is the pi 2 dash direction. And what about here? This is the pi 2 direction here. So in that, this is the core. This is the this is the core here. In that, this is the pi 2 direction. This one. This is the pi 2 dash direction. This one here. So between the two, so my pi direction is what about here? So this is the pi direction. This is the pi direction here. So at that equilibrium point here, what about here? That is what you get here. But in practice, there is a dynamic equilibrium obtaining between the pi 2 and pi 2 dash here. So in practice and in practical transformer, there is a dynamic equilibrium obtaining between the pi 2 and pi 2 dash. Pi 2 and pi 2 dash here. Pi 2 and pi 2 dash. So what happened here? What happened? So here both pi 2 and pi 2 dash both are oppose each other, both are cancel each other here. Both are cancel each other here. Both are cancel each other. So both are cancel each other, thereby then the net flux carried out by the core, the net flux carried out by the core will be only this flux. So thereby the net flux carried out by the core is the what about here? This is the main flux. What about the flux here? This is the main flux. So this flux which link with the both primary and secondary windings. After cancelling out this pi 2 and pi 2 dash. So some books it has given instead of pi 2. So this is like pi 1. So this is what about here? This is like this is like pi 2. This is like what about here? Pi 1. So this E2 dash will be E1 dash. But you remember here. So just mentioned here E2 dash. Okay. By the way, have you understood or not this concept? So finally, you can get what about here. So for practical transformer, the pi 2 dash and pi 2 both are cancel each other. The net flux carried out by the core will be main flux itself, main flux. So the both here cancel out. So the remaining flux will be main flux. So due to that, what about here? So this is main flux. That's why in practical transformer, the flux there will be a constant flux will take place. Already in features of transformer we have discussed that point. In transformer, in the features of transformer we discussed one point here. It is a constant flux device. Constant flux means there is the reason behind. So there will be a reason behind this example of diagram. So now you can write here the secondary side EMF. The secondary side EMF will be what about here? Here N2 and I2. The secondary side EMF will be N2 and I2. So that is equal to the secondary MMF equal to primary MMF. So that is equal to N1 I2 dash. So N1 is the primary side turns, I2 dash this one here, N1 into I2 dash. So here N2 by I2 equal to N1 into I2 dash. So this I2 dash always opposes with this I2. I2 dash always opposes with the I2 here. So from that N2 by N1 equal to I2 dash by. So always remember that I2 dash equal to the I2 dash which is equal to I2 into K. I2 into K here. So that N2 by N1 equal to I2 dash by I2 equal to K. But I2 dash is nothing but what about here? So here, so that is what about here? Here I0 is negated here. So that I0 is negated because what about? It is very small as compared to I1. So there is what about what you get here? So I0 is very less. So here I0 is, just I'm going to take another color. I0 is very less than the I1. So that's why. So here I1 equal to I2 dash here. I1 equal to I2 dash. From this N2 by N1 equal to N2 by N1 equal to. So here I0 is negated because it is very small compared to I1. Very small compared to I1 here. So the I1 is nothing but what about here? You can negate this one here. What you get here? If you negate this one, I1 equal to I2 dash here. So instead of I2 dash, what I am writing here? I1 by I2. That is equal to what here? K. So this is the what about here? This is the practical transformer under load condition. Practical transformer under load condition. Have you understood this point here, dear students? Shall I explain? Shall I explain again, or are you understood? Just tell me, or just put the message in your chat box. Please try to give the response. Okay, thank you. What about others? Only one Srinivas Reddy. Okay, thank you, Krishnaveni. Simple. This is simple thing here. So first of all, that E2 which causes the current, I2. This I2 produces the Phi2 here. Okay. Otherwise, this point is given here. When the secondary is loaded, the secondary current is I2 set up here. The magnitude of here you can see the diagram. Just wait, I'm going to take another color. So when the secondary is loaded here, I2 is set up here. That I2 is set up. The magnitude and phase of I2 with respect to V2 determined by the characteristics of load. Okay. The secondary current set up its own MMF. That is what about here? N2 I2. N2 I2 here. And its own flux Phi2. So this own flux I2 means, so this is the I2 here. When the load is connected here, so this Phi2 will be present here. So this pink color which is represent here, what about Phi2? Already I explained here. So which is in opposition to the main primary flux. So which is in opposition, which is main so this is the main flux direction. This is the Phi2 direction. Generally the main flux direction will be like that. So this is the direction of this one, Phi2, primary, which is due to I0. So this main flux will be because of I0, as shown figure B. And next one is what about here? The secondary ampere turns N2 I2 are known as demagnetizing ampere turns here. Because of this Phi2, the main flux will be weakened here. The main flux will be weakened. That's why demagnetizing will take place here. Okay. So first of all, what I said before, what I said earlier. So when you're discussing about on load, so first of all we will go with no load. That is without load. That's why I have drawn the figure, and after that this figure B. Okay. So this is no load. Because of this no load, which this V1 which causes the I0 current, which current which is close to the primary. So this produces a flux. When this flux which links with the primary E1 is induces, when it links with the secondary E2 is induces. So then you can connect the load here. Oh, this generally it is no load. Generally it is no load, but if you connect the load, then current starts flowing, which produces the flux pi 2. This pi 2 direction will be like that. So this pi 2 direction will be like that here. This pi 2 direction, this pink color, this pink dotted lines which are represent the pi 2. Okay. So now you can see. So the opposing secondary flux pi 2. So this opposing secondary flux pi 2 weakens the primary flux, that is pi. Hence the primary back EMF like E1 tends to be reduced here. That E1 tends to be reduces here. And what about the secondary? So for a moment V1 gains upper hand over E1 and hence cause more current to flow in the primary. Okay. So let the additional primary current be I2 dash. I showed figure C. So this is the I2 dash here. But how to get the I2 dash here? So when this pi 2 dash, which links primary, then the E2 dash induces here. Again this E2 dash which causes the current, that is what about your I2 dash. This is I2 dash. I2 dash. So let the additional primary current be I2 dash. I showed figure C. Now how to get it? It is known as load component of primary current. It is known as load component of primary current. This current is anti-phase with the I2. Otherwise, this current is I2 dash is phase with the I2 current. And what about the additional primary MMF is N1 I2 dash here. Sets up its own flux pi 2 dash. So which produces the pi 2 dash. Now you can observe here, this is the pi 2 dash direction. Oh, this is the pi 2 dash direction. Oh, this dotted lines, below dotted lines are pi 2 dash, which is in opposition to the pi 2, but is in the same direction as the pi. Now you can observe here. So this thick red dotted lines are pi 2 dash here, and is equal to it in magnitude here. Hence, hence the two cancel each other out as shown in figure D. Then you can see. So now you can remember this dotted lines which is represent, that is pi 2 dash. Because of pi 2 dash, this pi 2 dash is present. So this pink dotted lines which is what about here? Pi 2 itself. So this pi 2 dash direction is like that from secondary to primary. So this pi 2 dash direction will be what about here? Primary to secondary here. So these two cancel each other. This pi 2 and this pi 2 dash direction is like that. This pi 2 direction will be like that. Because the pi 2 dash, because of this pi 2 dash. So the I0 plus I2 dash is nothing but what about here? I1. This is the load component of current. But I0 is nothing but what? No load component of current. So this point is written here that I1 equal to I0 plus I2 dash. But what about here pi 2 dash and pi 2 both are cancel each other. The pi flux will be present here. The flux will be present here. So the flux is what here? This is the main flux. Here. So that's why already I told you earlier. There is what about okay here. So the transformer is a constant flux device here. The transformer is a constant flux device here. So this is the reason of behind that. Okay. Have you understood this point, dear students? The practical transformer under load condition. So finally we got this one. Oh, this is the main flux here. So here pi 2 dash and pi 2 will be cancelled each other here. So the remaining flux will be what here? Pi itself here. So now here that I1 equal to I0 plus I2 dash. Oh, this is the load component current. But I naught is what here? The working component plus the managing component current here. Okay, here you can see. Hence, whatever the load condition, the net flux passing through the core is approximately the same as at no load here. At no load and load condition, the flux will be same. There is no change of flux. That's why the transformer is said to be constant flux device. The transformer is said to be what here? Constant flux device. Okay. Now you can see. Oh, these are the diagrams. An important deduction is that one which uh, I'm going to stop here. I'm going to take the attendance.